Hello there, my name is Hocus Pocus, and you probably didn't expect to see this video today, did you? Because it has been a while since our last hardcore episode, but this series is ongoing. I never said that it was cancelled. I was considering it, however, because, you know, we moved into modded, and I've got something to tell you about that series later on in the video today as well. We'll be doing a bit of discussion surrounding that topic, but yes, as I say, hardcore is back, and we will be trying to finish up this series, and it will culminate in a fight with the Ender Dragon. Whether we win or lose that fight, I don't care. I just want to make sure that we can make it to the end and give that guy a run for his money. And as I say, if we die, we die. If we win, we win. However, either way, it's going to be the completion and the end goal of the series. So today we're joined by a couple of guys down here who I'm going to have to evade. Otherwise, we're probably going to get a raid on the village there if they've got a captain with them. I think I did see him. Here, the shield might come in useful for us right now. Go ahead, fire. See if I care. Go on, fire. Okay, they're loading up. Here goes. Oh, we blocked one. We blocked two. They're killing each other. I think if we just stood here like this, two of them would definitely die. Because these guys, they're not the smartest. They're not the smartest, you know. They got the worst gene from the villager pool. The worst genes. Here we go. Okay. I'm gonna have to try and line them up with each other again. Is he gonna shoot his guy? It doesn't look like it, does it? Here, let me ouch. Oops. There we go. Let's take these guys down. As I said, the captain survives just because I don't want to raid on the village. Come on. Leave me alone. There we go. Good, and I think the captain, as I say, was somewhere over here. He might have carried on his merry way. I have no idea. Anyway, let's get back inside the base because I've kind of forgot what we were doing and where we were going with this series. As I say, we were heading towards the Ender Dragon fight, right? That was the ultimate goal for us. We've got our villager friend over here who sells us mending books. Very cool, indeed. And let's check out our gear. So, protection 3 boots, protection 4 leggings. These are okay. Diamond chestplate with blast protection and thorns. Fire protection helmet. So, we're not very heavily geared, are we? Let's see. Sharpness 3, looting 3. Again, not great. Efficiency 4, unbreaking 3, fortune 2, and mending. Not too bad, actually. Not too bad. So, we've got some good things, some bad things. Some mixed bucket, really. Anyway, in today's episode, what I wanted to kick things off with was the crafting of a barrel. So let's grab ourselves some acacia and see if I can recall exactly how we do this. So I'm thinking it is some slabs, right? Definitely. And I've forgotten already. So I think we're better off searching. So we need 2 slabs and 6 planks. So let's go ahead and get ourselves the 6 planks required. Those guys will go like this. Slab, slab, barrel. Okay. And then let's find a suitable location. I think this is as good as any. Right there, we'll be fine. I actually want this barrel to stand up, if possible. Aha, there we go. That's how you stand a barrel up. That gives us 1 full chest of inventory. And now we need to check if we've got any signs. Do we have any signs? We do not have any signs. That is a-okay, however. We can go ahead and craft some of those up. So let's go and do that. We might have had them, actually, in here. We did. We'll use the jungle sign instead, why not? Anyway, what I want to do today is set ourselves up an Ender Dragon survival kit. So in this barrel, we're going to place everything that we think we might need to survive the fight. We've got ourselves some brewing stands. We'll use those to craft some potions. We might make a list of armor that we need or enchantments that we need for our armor to make it a little bit better because at the moment it's below par. In my opinion, I really want to get feather falling on the boots and protection 4 across the board if possible. We might need a couple more enchantments for our sword because sharpness 3 isn't going to cut it for me. Pickaxe is okay, doesn't really mean much to us in the fight anyway, so that'll be okay. And as I say, there'll just be a general group of items that we'll need to prepare ourselves with to make sure that we can survive the fight. Alright then guys, let's start organizing our survival kit. So I had a few things in the furnaces, it turned out, and we're now just smelting up the last little bit of iron. I'm going to pop that straight into the ores, ingots, and minerals chest. I'm going to take our gold out, and we've also got in here, we've got a golden apple and 7 more regular apples. So what we're going to do is we're going to convert all of these regular apples into golden apples. I think that will help us out massively in the fight, if we can. Ooh, we might just be okay. Yeah, we're just okay. Look at that. That's perfect, right? 8 gold apples, 2 ingots remain. Shouldn't need gold for much anyway, you know, we're not going to be building rails or anything like that. So golden apples times 8. Good start to the survival kit. What I want to do next is grab ourselves an ink sac, a feather, a piece of leather, a feather, piece of leather, that rhymed, that was cool. And then we're going to grab ourselves some sugarcane, so 3 of those to craft some paper. And we're going to make ourselves a book and quill, because what I want to do is just take down a few notes about some of the things we might need. So let's pop that in there, get our book and quill. So let's look at enchantments. So for the boots, here, we'll type in armor, first of all. And then boots, we'll go helmet, and then we will add whatever we need for the helmet. Then we'll go chest plate, and then we'll add whatever enchantments we require for that. And then leggings, so on and so forth. Boots, okay. Let's press done and take a look. So helmet, we're gonna need protection 4, unbreaking 3, or not necessarily unbreaking 3, but protection 4 for sure. And then protection 4 chest plate as well. Leggings are great. Boots, protection 4, and feather falling. So helmet, I want to go prot 4. Chest plate, I want protection 4 as well. So protection 4. Leggings are fine. So we will just remove those from the equation, I think. There we go. Boots, I want protection 4 and feather falling. Is it feather falling 4 as well? Potentially, I can't remember. Anyway, we've got the helmet. Let's separate this up a little bit so it's easier to read. Chest plate and boots. So we've got the protection enchantments that we require for those guys. Then on the next page, I'm going to put sword. And again, we will have the enchantments required, unless we can fit it on this last page. We might be able to fit it here, actually. Okay, sword. And then I think we'll just go with sharpness 5, because sharpness 5 of course is the best of the sharpness enchantments, and that should be about okay. Sharpness 5 and looting 3 will be fine. We've got our good pickaxe, we've got the armor enchantments noted down, okie dokie. So as well as the golden apples, we'll be taking a bunch of steak, so I'm going to put the rest of the steak that we've got into the barrel. Good food source. And then of course the golden apples to give us the effects that they give. I think you get 3 extra hearts and a bit of regeneration. Alright, so good start as I say. We're also going to need to add a couple of other things here. Next on the menu is a bow, and this will be important because we need it to destroy the crystals so that the dragon cannot regenerate health. So let's look in the mob loot chest. We should have 3 string available. We do, perfect. And then we can craft this guy up very easily, like so. And for the bow, again, we're going to need more enchantments, and I'm thinking for the bow that we'll probably have infinity as a definite, and then I will just leave the rest empty and we'll just see what we can get. But infinity is what I'm hoping for more than anything, as it's important to only take 1 arrow with you. So what I'm going to do is as well just pop 1 arrow into the chest, or the barrel I should say, into our survival kit actually. So we've got the bow, we've got the arrow. That's going to go into the survival kit. The problem that we are now facing is that we don't have enough levels to enchant. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a quick mining trip. And as I start the mining trip, guys, I just wanted to quickly give you a few pieces of information. Something I've been thinking about recently, and it's to do with the modded series. So as you guys know, I'm quite enjoying it. I am quite enjoying the modded series. However, I've enjoyed it a little bit too much. And this has led to me playing a lot of the series off camera. And now that I kind of think about it, it's not really a good way to do things. So I think that we're going to try to revive the series by restarting it. And you might think, Hocus, you're crazy. Why are you going to restart the series? That is a bad decision. But I think it's actually a good decision, and I'll explain why. Because what I want to do is, I want to restart the series, and it will be relatively the same. We'll do the same mod pack. We will do Skyblock once again. But what I want to do is, I want to actually be more careful about explaining what's going on the screen whilst I play. So it's going to be more of a guide series than an actual playthrough. So it's going to be a playthrough, but at the same time, it will be a guide, you know. So I'm going to try and give you guys as much information as I can about what's going on screen. I'll do the research as well for the mods that I'm not too sure about. And again, once I know how it works, I will then try to explain to you guys the most efficient ways to use each mod, what you can do with each mod, how to get the best out of each mod if I can, and just how to generally set up each of the blocks that are new to the game, because there is a lot of stuff that you get added to the game once you start a mod pack, and I know it can be daunting to some people, a bit confusing to others, and for some, they just really have no idea what's going on at all. So a bit of explanation I think would be a good thing to add to the series. So that's my plan for that. And right now it's not set in stone, but I might get down to recording that sometime soon and then releasing it during the week sometime. So this is being recorded the weekend before the week starting Monday the 19th. So there's a bit of reference for you guys. And as I say, we'll see what we'll do with that series, but I think it will be nice just to have some sort of explanation as to what's going on for those of you who are not too tuned in to how modded Minecraft works. Awesome, guys, awesome. So 30 levels in the bank, which is exactly what we did require. And I'm going to quickly just get stuff smelting here. So let's pop the gold into that one. The bamboo can come out now. It's very slow. I don't think I'm going to rely on that anymore. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Since this season, sorry, not this season, this series isn't going to be a very detailed and ongoing series, I don't think, as I say, I'm going to bother too much with the bamboo anymore, just because it's very slow. So we may as well just get the coal in there because we're not going to use it for anything else. It's building up in the chest here. And in true hardcore fashion, we came back with more diamonds. I don't think I've done a mining trip that hasn't yielded diamonds yet, which is kind of insane, just because sometimes in the early game especially, you get pretty unlucky with diamonds, and I've just been blessed by the diamond gods, it seems. So I'm going to block form everything, and I might just do the rest of that off camera, because what we need to do is see about enchanting our bow. So are we going to get lucky? I hope so. I doubt it though, but here we go. First try. Punch 1 is not what we're after. So infinity is what we're looking for, and I think what I'll do is I will just use a burner item. So for example, this stone, actually, yeah, no, we'll go with the stone pickaxe just because I want to do level 1 enchantments. So let's get some lapis as well. And what we'll do is we'll just take level 1 enchantments, as I say, and then take them over to the grindstone and get the enchantment off, and we can try again with the bow. Unbreaking 3, again, not what we're after particularly, so grind this one down once again. There we go. And using this method, we do get a little bit of experience back. Not much, but, you know, it helps, I think. So once again, no luck there. And power 4. So, okay, I thought I'd just check the other ones in case, because sometimes you never know, right? You never know. Anyway, we didn't get lucky that time. I think I'm going to keep my levels at 27, just so that we do not have too far to go to get them back. And I'm going to work to get everything sorted out in my inventory, and I will be right back. Okay guys, so just smelting up a bit more steak, managed to make what we had in the barrel a full stack. I think it's good to take a full stack with us, right? So we've got the bow, arrow, 8 golden apples, and 64 steak. And how could I forget this, guys? How could I possibly leave it this long to create ourselves a shield to take with us? Because you guys told me, I've been getting various requests over the course of my time on YouTube saying, Hocus, you need to use a shield. They're so overpowered. They're so good. They do this, they do that. And I'm always thinking, you know what? Shields seem like a waste of time. I always like to have my food in my offhand. I don't want to be carrying around this clunky thing, but you guys were totally right. The shields in this game are crazy good. And you guys have seen that during this whole series, I've used the shield in my offhand and actually ate from the hotbar. And I think it's a very good payoff because the shield blocks pretty much everything in the game. And, I mean, what's there not to like about it? It costs nothing, it's very cheap, it lasts for a fairly long time, and it does the job. So I'm going to take one of those with me to the dragon fight and see how it fares against the Ender Dragon. And as well as that, I was thinking, so I was out during the night last night, just seeing what mobs were hanging around. I actually got in a fight with an Enderman, but unfortunately it began raining and he teleported away, which is just about our luck because we are desperate for Ender Pearls. And when you're desperate for something, you never get what you want. And that is the way life goes. So I was over here fighting him, by the way, just for some reference. And then he managed to get stuck in the rain and teleported away. So that was brilliant. Anyway, what I was saying is I was out during the night because I was actually looking for a relatively uncommon to be searching for mob, if that makes sense. And I was looking for the Phantom because there is another option. So if we go back inside of the base here and come over to the brewing stands. I kind of forgot what they were called there for a second. The brewing stands might actually be a safe alternative to feather falling on our boots if we can't get it. So a phantom membrane, if placed into a potion, will give you a slow falling potion. So if I can make slow falling potions, I think that would be, as I say, a safe alternative to the feather falling boots. Just because what I'm worried about is when the dragon either knocks you off of a pillar that you've been building, or kind of does that weird headbutt thing where it forces you up into the air. And of course, it causes you to take full damage. So those two situations I want to be able to defend ourselves against. And I think what we're going to need to do is either get Feather Falling 4 on the boots or create ourselves some slow falling potions. So I'm going to go out again during the night this time. And I think that will be the third night without sleep. So hopefully we'll see some phantoms. If not, we'll have to wait another night. But what I just put in the kit was some cobblestone, because we're going to need to maybe pillar up a few of the towers to take out the crystals if we can't get them with a bow. So I'm going to put that in there right away. I'm under siege. I'm under siege. Okay, this is what I need. I'm hoping that this one guy here drops a membrane, and I've got to be careful. It is nighttime, of course. There are creepers around. Does the shield work on this guy? It does. Awesome. That's really cool. I really do like the shield, as I just said. Let's get this guy killed anyway. Then we might be able to actually sleep through the night. I forgot how terrifying their screams were. Wow, Minecraft is a horror game. I would say it. Oh yes, 3, perfect. And you can see as well, I just killed another Enderman. So we've got 2 more pearls, as well as 4 that I got from the Nether just a second ago as well, which is very nice. So I'm going to go ahead, get myself set up to brew some potions, and we will be right back. Right then guys, the brewing process is underway. On one side, we've already got some basic strength potions. On the other, we've got some potion of regen. So we're going to be amping both of these up if possible. And whilst I do all of the brewing, I've got a small story to tell you. So this story is a pretty much real life version of The Boy Who Cried Wolf. So as a backstory, I have a cousin who is roughly the same age as me. And when we were younger, during the summer days when you had time off of school, he would come and stay at my house during the week just because his mum would work a lot and my mum would get time off, so she would take care of both of us, and he would go back home on the weekends to obviously spend time with his own family. So that's the way things were working during the summer. And to be fair to my cousin, he had a bit of a track record of lying, and my mum knew this. So he would tell all of these lies about ailments he had and things that were wrong with him, pain in places that he probably didn't have any pain in, such and such, things like that, you know, etc., etc. And that's the way he was. So that kind of gives you a bit of an idea about why what happened. And I will get to that in just a second. So one day we were at our local mall. And at the local mall, they have a small play park outside that the kids can, you know, hang around in whilst their parents are doing shopping and what have you. And my cousin and I were hanging around in that park whilst my mum was in the mall with my sisters, doing a bit of shopping during the summer. I don't know what they were doing. Probably getting stuff to go back to school, getting prepared for that kind of thing, you know? And we were in this play park, messing around as we usually did. We were quite a mischievous pair, especially when we were together. And this led us to do a few things that weren't necessarily very smart. So in the park, you had this huge jungle gym type thing. And the jungle gym had multiple layers. We would climb up to the top layer and kind of dare each other to jump off. And my cousin, you know, he was a bit more of a daredevil than me. I'll say that definitely. He was more prone to trying things that I didn't want to try. So I would dare him to do things that I really wanted to do myself, but couldn't quite bring myself to do. So at one point I dared him. I told him to go to the top of the jungle gym, the highest layer. I think there was about three platforms or something, the third one being the highest. I told him to go up to the third one and jump from the top down, see if he could stick the landing, you know. And my cousin, being the kind of person that he was, did exactly as I asked. Went to the top of the jungle gym, the third layer, and jumped from it. And he then told me that his foot was hurting. So even I was a bit suspicious, right? Because I know as well that he had a bit of a history of lying. Or not history of lying, but you know how kids are. When you're a bit younger, you tend to lie a bit more than you do when you're older, you know. And he would often tell fibs, tell tales, whatever you say. So even I was a bit, you know, I was a bit skeptical of whether or not this injury was true or whether he was making it up. Anyway, he refused to carry on playing with me, so we kind of sat on the bench in the park, waited for my parents, or my mum, I should say, my mum and my sister to come out of the mall, to come grab us so that we could go home. And the whole time he wouldn't move. He wouldn't go back to the park. He wouldn't even go on the swings or anything like that. So I sort of grew a bit more wary of what had happened and started to believe him slightly more, because that isn't my cousin. He's not that kind of person. He was all action, especially back then. Wanted to play, wanted to be mischievous, get up to stuff. You know, he wouldn't want to sit around. So when my mum came out, he told her that his foot was hurting and he couldn't really walk on it very well. So I helped him to the car. My mum as well was very skeptical of this and, again, didn't really believe him. So kind of just brushed it off and said, oh, you'll be fine. We'll give you some painkillers when we get home if you really need them. You know, blah de blah de blah. Say what you will to get the children back on your side, or back into telling the truth, or whatever the situation is, you know. And he maintained that his foot hurt, but my mum just didn't believe him because, as I say, he kind of had this way of lying quite often. Anyway, we should wrap the story up pretty quickly because I've done the potions. And basically the outcome of the story was that my mum didn't believe him. He ended up going home to his mum, and still his foot hurt. So a few days later, his mum took him to the hospital, and it turned out that he had actually broken his foot. So there you go, guys. That's my real life version of the boy who cried wolf. If you keep lying about things, eventually no one will believe you when it does become true. And that happened to my cousin. He actually broke his foot in 2 different places that day, but no one believed him because, as I say, he had a bit of a track record of telling fibs. So it's quite a bit of a funny story that I thought I'd share whilst we were brewing the potions, and it looks like everything's done. I thought I'd get these ones into awkward as well, just in case we needed them. I accidentally brewed 2 sets of strength potions, but that's not too bad. Anyway, so we've got regen, which is good, of course, to help keep your health full. We've got speed to get you around the island as quickly as possible. I thought I'd just go for the 8-minute speed potions, just so that we don't have to take as many with us. We've got slow falling as well, which is quite nice. So 4 minutes of slow falling and 3 potions there. And then, as I say, the strength 2 potions, which will be quite useful, especially when swiping at the Ender Dragon with our sword. Anyway, you guys, we have run out of time for today's episode, so I'm going to be wrapping it up in just a second. Alright then, guys, welcome back to today's video for the last time for today. This has been episode 8, I believe, of the Hardcore Survival series. It could be episode 7. I don't know, it's one of the 2. I didn't check properly before I started this video, but I do hope that you enjoyed the return of this series. I know that I didn't necessarily cancel it, but it's been a while since the last episode, so I hope you guys kept up nicely. And I hope that you enjoyed seeing us get together our Ender Dragon Survival Kit. So what we're looking for now, of course, is the enchantments that I've got down in the book here. And there goes my keyboard being funny. You can just see it typing S's, even though I wasn't holding down S. So we've got our enchantments that we need, and we just need now to get roughly, I don't know, I'm looking for around 15 Eyes of Ender, and we've got 7, so we need to double our tallies on those, and we should be about good to head towards the stronghold. So if you did enjoy this episode, guys, please be sure to drop a like down below. That'd be much appreciated by myself. Any questions, comments, suggestion, or feedback, pop those down in the comment section below. I'll be sure to get back to you if I can. And finally, if you're new around here or haven't subscribed yet, then please be sure to subscribe to the channel to stay tuned to this series and any other Minecraft series that I do decide to post. So once again, you guys, I really do appreciate the fact that you've taken time out of your precious day to come and watch my video. I'm grateful to have you here, grateful for all the support. Thank you for 900 subscribers, by the way. I think I'm going to hit that sometime before I release this video. So thank you for that. And take care of yourselves. Take care of your families. I've been Hocus Pocus, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.